Hey, what's up you guys? It's Alicia again from Fit Pro Essentials, and this is the second video on the training on how to leverage your Facebook groups to build an incredible community and generate consistent, high-quality leads. So in video 1, I talked all about the 4 different Facebook assets that I believe that every business needs to have, which is your profile, obviously, but I told you that it should be used mostly for personal information and not for business posting. We talked about fan pages, we talked about members-only Facebook groups, and we talked about how to set up your free Facebook community group to create leverage. And I went through all the settings and different things that you need to consider about your description and your rules and your welcome posts and stuff like that, and how to name your Facebook group. So once you've gone through that, if you've got your Facebook group, now is where we're going to get into all of the good stuff. We're going to talk about the content and how to maximize engagement and create a really like a tribe of people who know, like, and trust you, who you're engaging with on a regular basis. You will, show that you are the go-to expert, that you really care about educating and motivating and being a part of the community that you serve. So let's dive in and let's talk about the kinds of content that you should post in your groups. We'll talk about how often that you should post. But before I start breaking down the different kinds of content, I want you to ask yourself 2 questions before you hit the post button on anything that you put up in your group. Number 1, is this something that will engage my group and cause people to comment, like it, or take an action? And number 2, is this going to add value to my community? If you can answer yes to both of those questions, then you have my permission to post it in your group. If you can't, then you really need to rethink what you're about to post, or tweak it or change it a little bit so that you will be able to say yes to both of those questions. All right, we are going to dive in now. So this is Marketing 101. What is the struggle, the challenge, and the pain points that your clients and prospects have? All right, these are the kinds of posts that we are going to talk about right now. And you're going to pick one thing that they struggle with. All right, start with the pain or the struggle, and then you're going to talk about a tip or a strategy to help them overcome that pain. If you don't really know what they need, then survey them. Ask them questions. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But you can absolutely put a survey up or ask your prospects, ask the members in your group, what is it that they want to learn about? What do they need help with? All right, and we hear about surveying your list all the time, but ask, when was the last time you actually surveyed your list? And if you don't know the answer to that question, you're probably due for a survey. I would recommend writing a list of 15 to 20 different things that your niche market struggles with, and be very specific. All right, and then you can write a post about each one. You can write about the pain point, and then you write about your solution to overcome that struggle. Okay, and make sure that you're ending every single post with some kind of call to action. That's what CTA stands for. So you can say, hey, you could talk about this pain point. You could talk about how, a story of how somebody overcame that, or you helped somebody to overcome that, or here's a success tip that you can try so that you can do this next time you're in this situation. And then, hey, do you agree with this? Let me know below. Or what has worked for you to overcome this exact same thing in the past? So when you do something like that and you're ending your comments and your posts with that, you're inciting your members to comment and take action and leave some kind of response to what you're posting. So that is really important. And remember, you're not just trying to post content up. You're really trying to get inside the minds of your members, inside your target market. You're serving them. You're helping them with their struggles. And then you're asking them to take an action. And that is going to create kind of like a spiral of comments and likes and people that might agree or disagree. So it's really going to engage them and get that conversation going. So this is a very, very powerful type of post. As far as how often you should be posting this in your groups, I would recommend at least 1 time a week, post something that is going to pinpoint a pain, a challenge, or a struggle in their life. Next are questions and surveys. All right, have fun with this. Be creative. Your Facebook group should be fun to run and not just another thing on your to-do list, right? Ask questions that are completely unrelated to fitness and nutrition. So for example, you can say something like, hey, if you could have dinner with anyone famous in the world, tonight, who would it be? You can say, hey, surround yourself with people who blank, fill in the blank. So these are just questions to get your group engaged. Now, absolutely, it can be market specific. So you can ask them something like, hey, what's your favorite post-workout snack? And let people answer. But it doesn't have to be limited to your niche market. All right, and if you have a local group, you can ask them questions about their community, like, hey, where's your favorite place to go eat for a healthy breakfast? Or where's your favorite place to go grab a smoothie? Okay, and let them, talk about it, and people will start engaging, especially if you have a local market. It's very powerful when you can pull, people in close proximity together. And for this, how often should you post? I would recommend at least once a week. Throw out a question, throw out a survey to your members, let them engage. All right, next is controversial posts, and these could be fun. Some people are naturally controversial. I'm not naturally controversial. I'm a Libra. I'm like, the scales need to be balanced, but in some cases, it's really fun to put stuff like this up and see what people have to say and have an opinion, share what you really think about. And if you think something's ridiculous, say that you think something's ridiculous. Give them your professional advice. So you could talk about something like the cookie diet study or the tapeworm diet. There is never a lack of weird crap that is on the news or that is going around in the scientific community for a new study or something like that. So just look up weird studies in health and fitness, and you will find some really crazy stuff. All right, so you can keep it light, like the cookie diet and tapeworm diet, or you can get controversial depending on your market and talk about things like vaccines and autisms and get deeper into subjects like that. But it really depends on the tone that you want to keep in your Facebook group. So people will follow suit. Whatever tone that you set, people will tend to follow that. So if you keep it light and you're talking about stuff like the cookie diet, people will follow that. If you start to get deeper, expect some deeper level of conversations. And I'm not afraid to get deep with people, right? You want to really, if you are going to connect with your market on that level, talk about things that they're uncomfortable with a little bit, because that is going to pull out some emotion, and those are the things that cause real change in people and get people to take action. But see what your group really, wants to talk about, what they want to engage with, and then kind of, take notes and make notes so that you can gear your posts to make sure that you're covering the things that your members need. And how often do you post this controversial post? Maybe once or twice a month, so every week, every 2 weeks. I wouldn't go more than that. But every 1 to 2 weeks, post something controversial that's going to, spark a lot of conversation. And remember, if people leave because they're pissed off or they hate the conversation or they disagree with whatever is going on, that's okay, because they're not in your niche or niche market, right? If they are not happy with what's going on, let them leave. They are not going to be a prospective client for you. Next is contests and challenges. I love this one. If you've been a member of my Facebook group, you've seen that I usually do one every other week. I think this is a phenomenal way to engage your Facebook group members and bring awareness to your programs and services. So for example, like I do, random challenges. Like I recently did a meditation challenge, and this past week we did a share 5 songs on your workout playlist challenge. Okay, so people that do that, and the goal is you share your playlist, right? And then you get ideas and you see what other people are doing so that people can benefit from other people's answers. But not only that, I'm saying, hey, one person I'm going to do a raffle for at the end, and one person is going to win any one of my products. So if somebody's just coming into the Facebook group, they want to post, sure, they'll post their workouts, their 5 favorite workout songs that they like to listen to when they work out. And now they know that I offer meal plans and transformation challenges and workouts, which they might not have known before. And now all of a sudden they're like, hey, I want to possibly win one of these things. Whereas 5 minutes ago, they might not have even known that I offered that. So it could be a really great way to make your members of your Facebook group aware of your programs and services and have fun with it. So you can have, for example, like you can share, hey, a picture of a healthy breakfast. Have them take a picture and post it in a comment one week. You can have them share their top 5 songs, same as I like to do on the workout playlist. You can say, hey, post a video of you do 15 squats to enter into the challenge. And you can do so many different kinds of prizes. You can raffle off a transformation challenge, free personal training sessions, or any products or services that you offer. You can even give a free gift to anybody who participates in the challenge. It doesn't even have to be a raffle. So be creative, have fun with it. And just make this whole thing fun. It should be fun for you, and remember, it's an experience. Facebook is an experience. It's not another thing on your to-do list. So if you're not having fun with it, find a way to make it fun, because your prospective clients most likely are on Facebook. And how often to post? 1 to 4 times a month. I'm in quite a few Facebook groups. I see people doing weekly coaching giveaways where they're doing it once a week. For me, I like to do it every other week. So whatever is your magical mix for you, I would do that. Next is Facebook Live. So this is another great way to engage with your group. I see people, like I mentioned before, some are doing live weekly coaching sessions. Some people are sharing, they're doing Q&A right there, so people are engaging. Some people just pop on and they'll share random tips and strategies for success. Some people are filming their workouts live. You can do whatever you want to do on Facebook Live, and Facebook is giving people a lot of love who use live. It's popping up everywhere. So you'll see it in the news feed. People get notifications. So if you're using live, Facebook is really heavy on that right now. So you can use that absolutely to your advantage. And how often do you go live? Go as often as you want. I see people, some of them doing them a couple times a day, sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month. So whatever you're comfortable with, do that. Next is trainings and webinars, just like this one. This is getting posted up inside my members only Facebook group. So if you want to, take that to the next level and actually run some trainings in your members group, you can do it that way. Find out what your members and your community really wants to learn about, then create a webinar or a free training to help educate them on that. So you don't have to go crazy with it. You can make it as long or short as you want, but personally, my plan is to create 1 to 2 trainings for my Facebook group every single month, just to educate them and help them get better with what they're doing in their business. All right. And so for you, help people solve a problem, find out what their pain is, and teach them a lesson on it, or teach them a little mini course on how to overcome something. All right. And how often to do this? Do it as often as you want to do it. Once a month, twice a month, whatever you have the time for that you feel comfortable doing, do that. Give it a try. Another type of content is to share valuable resources. So did you read something cool on Huffington Post that you think is worth sharing? Okay, share it. Did you watch a great video on YouTube that you think is going to motivate your group? Share that. So be thoughtful, keep within the tone of your group, and remember, you don't always just want to share something. You want to incite them to take a next step or an action. So always finish with, hey, what do you think about this? Or is this really legit? Like, what do you guys think? So you can make sure you end everything that you post with a direction for the next action or the next step that you want your members to take. And how often do you post this? At least every 1 to 2 weeks. Now here is where Facebook can get cool, your Facebook groups. All right, as you build your group and are actively engaged in educating and building relationships with the people that are in your group, you have now earned the right to promote your services and your program to your community to help them reach their goals faster. Okay, you're now positioned as an expert in your field, and you've already begun to build that know, like, and trust. So if you have a service or a program that is going to help that community, you now have earned the right to let them know about it. As a general rule of thumb, I don't post more than 15 to 20% promotional content, right? For me personally, I like to keep it around 10%, but test and see what the winning combination is for your group. Test. That's what it's all about. So in general, I'm posting or promoting something maybe 1 to 2 times a month for actively promoting something that I'm working on in my business or something that I truly believe in. All right. And you could promote anything from like your transformation challenges to beta tests to special offers on personal training test drive packages. You can do flash sales or special discounts and offers just for the people who are in your group. So how often to post really depends on how much you are posting as a whole in your Facebook group, but I would say no more than 10 to 20% of your posts should be promotional. Here are some other overall recommendations for your success within your Facebook groups. Okay, so you want to be posting at least 4 to 5 times a week in your Facebook groups. I would strongly recommend that you pre-plan your content. You don't want to just figure out what to post every single day in the morning. You're like, oh crap, I need to post something in my Facebook group. So create your Facebook group content calendar, plan it out at least a week in advance, up to a month in advance, so you know exactly what's going on. If you're planning it out a month in advance, you might want to use software like Hootsuite to schedule your posts within your group. All right, and do not duplicate. I know you're going to have, hopefully, ideally, you'll have 2 different members groups. Your members group for your paying clients, and then you'll have your community group. So don't duplicate the members only group content because it's just going to devalue it. Make sure that your members group has mostly different content than what you're posting in your community group. Let's talk about strategies to revive a dead Facebook group. So this stuff will come in handy whether or not you have a dead Facebook group or you have no Facebook group. You're just getting started. Okay, these are really great things to keep in mind. So 1, ask better questions. If your Facebook group, nobody's talking, you're probably not doing anything to get them excited. Okay, so ask better questions. Ask them stuff that's unrelated to your niche market, like what would you do with an extra $1,000 if you had it to spend today? All right, what was the last book that you read? What's the best healthy place to eat in town? All right, and ask them, hey, what do you want to learn about? So ask better questions. Number 2, know the best time to post. For me, it could be before 7 a.m. in the morning. For you, it might be, if you have stay-at-home moms, it might be in the middle of the day. So you have to test and track the different levels of engagements for different times of day. So make sure you're keeping track of all of that so you're posting when most of your target market has Facebook accessible. All right, number 3, try Facebook Live to get people motivated, because if they haven't been following your group and they're not getting notifications on your group, if you go live, they're going to get notified. So try going Facebook Live. Number 4, run a better contest. Run something that's exciting. Do a big giveaway. Kind of push the prize a little bit. Make it awesome. Give people a reason to do something and engage on your Facebook group. Number 5, tag people in your group. If you have people that you know or that are close to you that are team members or that are members that are in your group, tag them and make them comment by tagging them. All right, so you're going to definitely encourage them to post if you put their name on it. Number 6, plant people in your group to start conversations. So have conversations with certain members if they're in your Facebook group. Even if you have to have your sister or your brother or your mom start posting in there, get some people who agree to post and get that conversation going. But I'm sure you can find some people to go in and start that conversation. All you need to do is ask. And that also brings me to number 7, ask for help. If you ask for help, say, hey, I need your help, ... inside the Facebook group, people will be likely to help you out. People like to help other people. So if you ask for help directly, they are going to be more likely to answer. Number 8, always have a call to action. I see a lot of people that just post great content and then people read it and they maybe like it and then they're out. So always end posts with things like, hey, what do you think? Let me know below. Tell people the next step on what you want them to do next. Number 9, post at least 4 to 5 times a week. I see people that they'll post for a bunch of times and then they won't post for like 2 weeks. You have to be consistent. Consistency is key. So post 4 to 5 times a week, plan out your content calendar, and then just be consistent. Number 10, and we're going to talk about this in part 2 of the training, but drive traffic to your group. So if your current group is not engaging, get more new, fresh blood in the group, people who will take action and who will comment and engage in there. Number 11, this is a weird one, like those emojis, stupid faces, and the fireworks, whatever. People love that, so use them in your posts. It's weird, and I really am not a big fan of them, but people like them, and it's proven to improve. It's proven to show improved engagement, so give that a go. Number 12, this is something I use all the time. You see those little kind of brackets around the attention grabber text. I use those on quite a few of my posts. It gets more engagement. Their attention is naturally going to go towards that and say, hey, that is important because it has brackets on it, but it works. And I'm drawn to that. So I'm like, hey, what is that? It kind of gives you a little snippet of what is about to come in that post. So use those. Number 13, share personal stories and takeaways. All right, people want to know that they're in a group with other people and not just a business, a corporate business. They don't want to, they're not in Nike's group. They're in your group. And so be personal. Share stuff that's happening in your life. Share stuff that's happening with your clients. Absolutely do all of that. Number 14, show your gratitude, okay? Make sure that the people in your group know how much you appreciate them. And that comes in so many different ways. One, you can tell them that you appreciate them, but also by delivering high quality content. When you do that, that shows that you care and shows that you appreciate the people in your group. So come up with a list of 5 ways that you can over deliver to your Facebook group. And when I did this training was on that list, and that's why I'm doing it now, because I truly appreciate the members of my Facebook group, and I really, I'm grateful for everybody, each and every member, for being in there, and so I want to be able to give back, and that's why I created this training. And number 15, have fun with it. If you are not having fun, your members probably are not having fun. So have fun, find a way to make it fun and exciting, and look forward to it, and that way your members will as well. All right, let's get into 5 Facebook group power tips. These are tips that are going to help you be successful with managing your group. So number 1, check in often, at least once a day, to engage and moderate. Number 2, be prepared for deleting and blocking. All right, when I first got in, I'm like, it's going to be a great, happy community. And sometimes people are going to post some crazy shit. All right, so some people aren't going to follow the rules. It's just the way it is. Stick to the rules that you've set for the group. And if you need to delete posts or block people, don't feel bad about it. They're the ones that didn't follow the rules. Just delete or block if you need to. All right, time management. Make sure you block off time. When I first started my Facebook group, I'm not going to lie, I was on there all the freaking time. I was so excited. People were posting. I was like, oh yeah, this is the coolest thing. I loved it. And it was a ton of fun. And it destroyed my productivity. And I'm a productivity queen now. I freaking time block everything and I'm on it. But Facebook was new, it was exciting when I started some of these groups, and I was like, okay, I really need to tone it down. And so you time block 5 to 10 minutes throughout the day, so you're coming on, you're hopping on, you're commenting, you're engaging, you're moderating, and then you're off, okay? So that is really important, otherwise your entire day will be shot. Plan your content out in advance. We talked about this a little bit. I would create your content calendar. Don't try to figure out what you're going to post every day in the morning. You want to make sure that you have a plan, a strategic plan for posting. Create your strategy, block off your time once a week or once a month to plan out your content. All right, and set goals for your group. So just like your clients are going to set weight loss goals or strength goals or whatever, you're setting your business goals. Set your goals for your group. For me, I want to add 25 members every single day to my Facebook group. For you, maybe you want to do 1 Facebook Live per week. Maybe you want to reach 500 members. Whatever they are, just be specific. You know how to set goals, guys. Be specific, write them down, and then create your plan on how you are going to accomplish that. All right, so that wraps up the Facebook community group training. Hopefully, I've made the case as to why you should create a free Facebook community for your niche market. And I'll put some links down below where you can read more about, stuff directly from Facebook so you can get some more information if you need it. Also, as you may already know, this is the 3rd year in a row that I've released my 52 weeks of done for you Facebook group content. It's really designed for your members only. However, this training video really was designed to just educate and give you information. So if you're interested in that, you can find that over on my website, fitproessentials.com, on the product page. But it would be a disservice if I didn't let you know that it was there. So if you're interested, head over there. And then next week, in part 2 of my Facebook group training, I'm going to give you I'm going to break down step by step on how to grow the numbers in your Facebook group. We're going to talk about Facebook ads to use to grow your numbers. We're going to talk about your email list, and we're going to also talk about some other really cool strategies that you can use to grow your numbers. And I'll break down exactly what I've done to go from 0 to 1,600 members in just a little over 2.5 months. So make sure to stay posted for that. So that about wraps up my training. If you have any questions, guys, I'm here to be a resource. Please ask me. And that's about it. So get to work on your Facebook groups.